Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I wanted to pop on today. I have a message coming through. I'm not sure what it's about, but I just know that Spirit's trying to hurry this along. I was getting this out of the cupboard and all I could hear was my opening. So guys, I just want to take a moment to call in Spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, any of your spirit guides or my spirit guides that would ask, that would be here for the highest good of everyone. I'm just going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering the messages for the farthest reaching, but again for the highest good of everyone. My picture is not quite straight. It's bugging me, but at the same time, I'm not going to change it. So there may be something about that for you guys. I do just want to say for all my subscribers, thank you guys for being here. You mean the world to me. I love, love, love you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you feel like this resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe, join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. So I was guided to bring in, first off, this new deck I got called the Angel Arium. Now, Oracle of the Fallen by Peter Moorbakken. If you're interested, I do believe he has his own platform, either, is it YouTube? He has created this, but it sounds like he may be, I'm trying to think of where he is. Anyway, so I'm going to move on from that, but it is interesting. I just want to explain what it says on the back. It says, the Angelarium is home to all manner of angels, deities, and other spiritual figures. Not all of them are benevolent. Dive into the dark, evocative world of fallen angels, destruction, and arcane mystery with this oracle set in the fantastical Angelarium canon created by artist Peter Moorbakken. So it says, discover what got me on this was the lore behind the Watchers, guardian angels who help forge humanity only to inevitably turn to darkness. Each Watcher has a unique story to tell and thus a unique lesson to offer. So let's get into this anyway. I'm just going to say, time's fluid, so this message, you may be receiving it for now. It may be something picking up on a past situation, something that, may make no sense to you, and then in a couple weeks, you're like, oh yeah, that's what it was. Just take it for how it resonates, okay? And if it doesn't, it just wasn't for you, so let it go. That's what I heard, okay? Okay, so let's see what messages. I want to take a minute to show you, too, this beautiful artwork. And there's so much detail in this. There's been so much thought put into this deck as well. So I want to see what messages we have from Spirit, please. Moving forward, they're like, this isn't the first deck to use. So I'm going to put it there. And the first one I will bring in is the Divine Master's Oracle. I want to jump the gun with the Angel one. Buddha was on the bottom, having patience. Let's see what messages we have, please, Spirit. I have a super nervous energy. I think it's again because there's Spirit hurrying me. And we have Guru Ram Das with miraculous moment. Harmony surrounds you. Expect miracles. For some of you, I feel like you may be picking up on things that are coming, and maybe you can feel the new vibration. But again, what I'm hearing is it's kind of unclear what that energy is. They're also saying to me, be very open to the things that come to you, the opportunities that come to you now as well. Underneath that was Kali Ma. I think this is very interesting as well because this is the spirit of destruction, right? This is divine severance. Cut the cords to drama, fears, and limitations. The point where, and again, where I do feel like this is such a pivotal moment. Underneath that was Sword Pet, cosmic power, unlimited potential, sacred mission, initiation. It's such a pivotal moment in time. And how I feel like this is, there's a lot of activations happening right now. For some of you, you may feel a lot of cosmic energy. They're saying also there's something to do with the comet that has come close, or whatever, their asteroid or something that was close to Earth. But there is a real importance, I feel like, of, you know your truth. What I heard is knowing your worth as well, and what I heard is putting your best foot forward. And if there's dramas surrounding you but it's not yours, release it. And if there is drama unfolding in your life, this is a place to kind of, what I heard, is simplify it. Go, what is it that is causing this? Is it something that is necessary to me right now? I do have to be involved in this. And, would I feel better to sever this tie? For some of you, this is hard. This is fear-based. And when Callie comes through, what I heard is you may feel like things are being turned upside down and there's so much destruction. But the point is to notice that the miraculous changes, because what I heard is also it's clearing the way. It's making room, it's emptying out that stagnant energy to come in. For some of you, what I'm hearing definitely is that meditation where you're breathing in and you're taking in 3 deep breaths in, holding it in, and releasing it, right? Breathing in love, breathing in light, and setting your intentions that you are asking Spirit to help shake up stagnant energy, right? So I want to get a message now here. I did bring the Steampunk Tarot as well, but this energy of things being severed, I also feel like, you've known this is stuff, this idea of limitations as well, because what I heard is fear-based mentalities or fear-based thinking. We're putting limitations on our success, right? We're putting limitations on what we could do, or where we could do, or what we could do, or where we could go, because we're afraid. We're afraid to take the next step, to take to the next move. And they're saying, that is that clearance as well, because as soon as we can figure out how to cut the cords to those fear, or simplify things so that, we're doing one step at a time, and the fears, I feel like the words were mature, but, come into your own and really, I heard accept responsibility, but this is also, with all of our worlds as we mature and grow up, we have to take ownership of the things that we do great and the things that we do not so great. And when it's something that we know it's not so great, there's where taking ownership means that we see it. And if it's something we like about ourselves, great. If it's something we don't like about ourselves or a situation, we need to assess the damage and say, okay, do I want to do that again? How can I avoid that? And what are the steps I'm going to take going forward in my day-to-day life to create this change? We are all in constant change. We are, you may wake up tomorrow feeling completely different than today. We're going to evolve, and that is what we're meant to do. We are not meant to stay stagnant. This is within belief systems, and they're giving me we're not meant to, so they're showing me we're not meant to be fed lies and keep eating it. We're meant to see through them and just say, that's enough, okay? They're showing me the wall, Pink Floyd, the video where they're putting all the kids into the meat grinder. Just conveyor belt into the meat grinder, do what we're told, and then there's a huge revolt right in that. And this is that party, that rebel, that divine rebel who's going to shake some stuff up and say, stops here. It's not happening anymore. This is a cycle that I'm not willing to repeat. Great things come, okay? So under here we have Pura, the angel of forgetting. I'm going to read to you from the book for these as well. They're pretty new to me, and there's meaning here. So also we have the destroyer, Aniel. And I think that that's amazing, because I also didn't see this. But not amazing that there is, I said destroy. There's destruction, right? Destroyer. This is destroyer of things that are paths that are not meant to be. For some of you, I'm being really guided to the shipwreck. For some of you may have a real affliction to ships. I know the last month or so I've been thinking about ships. And I'm being guided to say, so a particular picture of a ship is what I've thought about. And it's interesting. It's just when ships, it's I'm not sure if it's movement or what what that place is, but also in terms of a ship, in order to stay afloat, they have to be able to move with the ocean. They have to be able to accept the change. And also, it's going to take skilled labor and skilled people and experience as to how you can navigate the seas, especially when stormy, and especially if we are shipwrecked, especially if this destroyer, this energy has come through and our boat's been rocked. How are we going to stabilize without capsizing? That's the words I heard, okay? So, let's get the message from this Pura, because it came out first. Angel of Forgetting. 63. So I'm going to hold the card up while I read. Any emotions that come to you, thoughts or anything like this, honor them. See where they're coming from, and is there truth to it? And again, how can I move this forward, okay? I think it's important too to look at, just this energy, this forgetting. I'm being really guided to the heart chakra here. Pura lived proudly with others of his order. When those around him came to pain, he was quick and generous with his healing touch. He saw no reason anyone should suffer from past traumas. There was so much to anticipate about the future. Whenever one of his patients awoke unburdened by their memories, he greeted them with a loving smile. No one dared to show the fear they felt towards Pura. It was easy to smile back at him. It was easier to smile back at him than it was to confront his ignorance. After all, it was assumed that if he were ever to be confronted with the truth of the harm he had caused, he would simply wipe it away. He had done it before. So this card, it says it's about sedation, forgiveness, lost travelers. And the card meaning is there is more than one way to move past pain. Suppressing traumatic experiences may be the best option in the short term, but it is important to look upon the desire to forget with skepticism. Our history is part of what defines who we are. To lose too much of our past is to let go of our identity. 100%. 100%. For some of you, I heard like trauma therapy. For some of you, maybe in and undergoing trauma therapy. It may be something where, what I heard is for a lot of us, if we have really repressed memories or things we forgot because it's a trauma response, our body is going to protect us. There is, for some of you, maybe going through a lot that has to do with that, okay? And Kali Ma here with this severance, I think there's a real importance that, for as we move forward, and, some things, it's hard. If any of you suffer from like PTSD or anything like that, you know that you can move past it as best as you can, and you cannot control when you're going to be triggered or you're going to have a flashback. And I'm being guided to also say, for any of you who don't or have never experienced those, they can feel very real. The emotions can be very strong. And it is, they're saying right now as well, this is where we have to take ownership of ourselves when it happens. To remind yourself over and over again that this situation has passed. And if you're being hit with it hard, I think it's important to remind yourself of the lessons that were learned, that it didn't happen. And if you need to go into moments for self-forgiveness or for other forgiveness, a moment in quiet contemplation or meditation with yourself, you can go in and just even through imagining going into that situation, giving yourself a hug, others a hug, and, stopping the situation so that if there was a way to fix it, right, there's where you're going to say, hey, this is, this is going to lead to destruction and ruin. You need to change paths now. Give yourself a huge hug and acknowledge, or whoever, acknowledge that, we all make mistakes, but going forward, let's change this. You can do a lot in that space, okay? And what they were also going on with, to me, as with in terms of trauma, was with this angel of forgetting, soul retrieval. Because again, we are less of ourselves if we're forgetting our memories, if we're forgetting what has shaped us. And some of us, I feel like if you felt super disconnected, it could be because it's just become a routine, okay? Or we've been through enough, or things have been hard enough that it's compounded. If Callie's coming in and things are being remembered, there is a real reason, and I do think it's because Spirit does not want you to go through and suffer another cycle. So I'm going to find the Destroyer now. And this could be so many different things, right? It could apply to so many different things in our life. If you don't suffer from PTSD and that part wasn't for you, for some of you, I heard you may know someone who does, and it may be time to allow yourself to destroy any of the preconceived notions you may have had about it, or any ideas. So I also just need to say this, and Spirit's like yelling at me too. For anyone who may have seen that as weakness in a person or in yourself, it takes an incredibly strong person to face that kind of hell and to keep going over and over again. There is something really important here, because I'm not going to focus on this dark. We want to focus on this light, but like I said, as we start to remove some of that energy, that stagnant stuff, as things start to change, this forgetting, I feel like they said, just forgetting this may not be what's going to help us, because there may be really core wounding or core trauma that's holding us back, or that's creating a pattern of behavior within ourselves that is sabotaging us, or that is being destructive in our world. And there could be something here that, while forgetting it may be easier, and like it said, in the short term, it will destroy. Okay, for some of you, and this is not everyone, but for some of you, there's something about addiction here as well. And they're saying, you may, if you're successful at removing the addiction, congratulations, first off, right? But you may find that there's where you're going, what I'm hearing is some people, the reason why we're unsuccessful at, if we're trying to overcome addiction, or, and this could be to so many things, okay, is that there is something at the root of the problem that it's too hard to see. The forgetting is easier in some of it, especially, if it's mind altering, like in drugs and things like that. Or again, what I heard is like eating things like that are going to soothe you. You're doing harm. Like, again, this is self-sabotage, where if we were willing or able to get down to whatever the issue with that is, we may be able to, what I heard is like, lead to less path of destruction. So the Destroyer, I will see here, this may again not be for you. It may be someone around you and an understanding into them. I'm just being guided to remind you of these miraculous moments, and that harmonies around you. Release those fears, the drama, the limitations, because this stuff is some of the stuff that's holding you back for the limitations. Destroyer. And 87. Staring out over the ships on the horizon, Aniel saw the damage he was capable of. With a twist of his hand, he could snare them all. Their wooden bodies would twist and crack. The voyagers would wail in despair before the water snuffed them out. So little effort would need to be made. He had always had the means to do so, but now he had the will. His face darkened, and the clouds gathered overhead. There is an urge inside all of us to watch what we've built get destroyed. It's not always the correct choice, but all things come to an end eventually. It might be time to wipe the slate clean. There may be opportunity to indulge in smashing something apart. And that's those limitations. That's the situation. If this is with a friend or a loved one, a colleague, as well, if you're going through stuff, I feel like what they're saying is like get rid of the curtain, and like have an open, honest conversation. I do feel like as well for some of you or all of us, right? When sometimes in conflict, it's hard it's easier to forget the situation and what's hurt us because, again, coming to that place, like it's not easy to have those conversations, but here's where like this is really going to be necessary. And my battery's going to die. So I want to end it with a little bit of tarot wisdom with the steampunk tarot and just see what the Ace of Cups with the Five of Wands. This could even be fighting with yourself or someone's fighting with, themselves for so many different things. So what do we have here? We have the Seven of Cups. Choices, right? What would make me happy? What am I going to focus on? There are so many different things in that idea, the option too, and I heard choose carefully. And you have the Two of Swords. Choose carefully because there are power in your choices. So wanting to make sure that you do things from a place of love for yourself. You have the Ten of Wands here as well with the Magician, and I do feel like that's because if this is happening and you are walking away from burdens and walking away from things that have previously kept you down on your journey, and you're like, no, it's time to move on to a next adventure and putting an end to that chapter, choose your thoughts carefully, choose your next move carefully to make sure that you're creating the world that is going to be fulfilling for you. And in terms of this, use your eyes. She is blind, but there's also that intuition. Use that understanding that you have. We have the Knight of Swords with the Eight of Swords. This is, they're saying you're not going to get anywhere new, though, with outdated thinking. Okay, so the Eight of Swords may be as well. For some of you, what I heard is failed communication. You have the King of Wands and the Fool. This could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but it also just could be, somebody coming towards you wanting to make an offer, you going on a new venture. It could be a lot of different things, and I just feel like wherever you go, however you're going to take your energy and take those leaps forward, whatever magic you're planning on creating, whatever miraculous moment is coming for you, they're going to say, what I heard is put your whole heart into it. This is all that energy, that gusto, but it's put what you got into it, right? Show them what you're made of. And you have the Queen of Cups under here as well. Could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, who I feel like may have been left out in the cold here before, who you have Temperance there. I do feel like now with this Queen of Swords as well, could be a lot of different people, but this could be aspects as well, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It does feel a lot like this person has felt heartbreak, but coming more into balance now. They're a lot more clear in their mind as well about, I heard like even their own thoughts about the situation or moving forward. Again, I keep hearing like discussion. There's a discussion to be had. So Spirit, can you tell me a little bit about this discussion? They're showing, like I'm seeing Kali Ma again with this divine severance. Cut the cords to dramas, fears, and limitations. King of Cups. Six of Wands. Definitely, so again, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or just that energy of, knowing what you want, going after what you want, and feeling like a victory, and this is in the heart space. So allow what is falling from your world to go. Holding on, clinging too tight, I just see like if you're holding it, I see like holding barbed wire. It's just going to hurt. As they start to pull, the barbs are going to dig in. And this is where you get to, again, make those choices of what is more scary, allowing this barbed wire to let go or holding on to it to dig in and to create more damage. That's what I'm going to end with. Anyway, I love you all. Miracles come through this. It might be a tough time. you may have already went through this, and that miracles are coming now. You deserve everything that comes to you, my friends, all of the wonderful, beautiful things. So focus on the positive, that these changes that you've made or that you're going to, that they're going to bring.